What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for another video. Tops transfers, breaking news. Your man, your boy, the myth, the legend, Joshua Kimmich could be on his way to Arsenal, man. Yeah, I'm not sure if I believe it. I don't know, man. Let's get into the report. Make sure, obviously, you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel on the road to 1,600. Big up everyone tuning in, locked in, all of that good stuff. Really appreciate the support from you guys. Really helps the channel grow, all of that good stuff. But yeah, let's get into this report, man, because yeah, I was seeing this obviously trending on social media earlier on, and yeah, I don't really know what to make of it, but I did say, guys, I don't know if you guys remembered on the stream I did the live fan cam I did obviously after the Nottingham Forest Arsenal 0-0. I did say that Arsenal will tend to bring out a transfer story about Arsenal being linked with someone pretty soon, whether it's today, tomorrow, whatever it is. And lo and behold, just like clockwork, man. Just like clockwork, they've done it, man. They've done it. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Big up TC Gaming, big up, bro. Hope you're well, my friend. Big up Ollie, man. How are you, bro? I'm all right, man. I'm all good. How are you doing, my man? How are you doing on this Friday afternoon? Like the video. Make sure you listen to TC Gaming. Make sure you guys like the video, man. And all of that good stuff. It's just me and TC Gaming. Yeah, bro. I need a few more people to hop in here before I get started, man. But big up everyone tuning in already. Make sure you like the video for me and all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see obviously have a look at the story to see if there's actually any kind of weight to it, if I'm being honest, man. Big up everyone locked in. Big up entertainment and more. Hope you're good, bro. Make sure you like the video as well. But yeah, man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into what the report has been saying in on Twitter. Let's have a look, man. So Florian Plentenberg says, for several days, exclusive as well, by the way, for several days, Arsenal FC have been one of the clubs with a concrete interest in Joshua Kimmich and have held talks. So yeah, okay. Gunners would like to sign him on a free transfer as a possible replacement for Jorginho. Kimmich now has received 2 written offers from abroad, one from the Premier League. I'm guessing that might be from us, or I don't know. That's the main reason why he's hesitant to sign a new deal with Bayern, at least until 2028, and the salary of 20 to 22 million pounds or million euros gross year. Kimmich has informed Bayern about the offers, but from Kimmich's camp, it said that discussions are still ongoing. For Kimmich, an agreement on the new contract remains possible, and Bayern are ready to negotiate again, but are only willing to pay the same amount or less. So yeah, to me, obviously, let's get into the player, man. Do you guys rate this player? Do you guys rate Joshua Kimmich? Me personally, I think he's a top player. He's definitely a player that can actually play right back. Like, he's a midfielder, not Thomas Partey. He's someone that can actually play right back. So ideally, it would probably be a replacement for Thomas Partey rather than Jorginho. I can see the logic of having Jorginho go on a free and Kimmich coming in. But yeah, it'd be more of a replacement in terms of positionally, someone that can play right back, someone that can play in midfield. Good player, obviously in his 30s, so maybe a slight on the way down, a bit of a decline. I'm not too sure, but yeah, man, for 30 on a free. Obviously, this is on the basis of thinking that this deal is obviously legit. It's going to happen, kind of thing. Obviously, there's 2 ways to look at it. Obviously, this deal. Big up Bulgarian Guna. Good to see you in the building, my friend. He says, I prefer Zubomendi. Got to be honest. Now, I hear that, bro. The thing is as well, like, obviously, I'm going off the braces or off the premises for the time being that it's going to be a legit thing, for example. Maybe, obviously, it's Kimmich and Zubomendi. Maybe those are the 2 replacements for Partey and Jorginho. So it's 2 in, 2 out kind of thing. I don't know. But based off the premise of it being a legit thing, I think it would be a decent signing, if I'm being honest. Someone that can obviously contribute, plays well, and knows obviously about the Champions League, won that before, won the Bundesliga, obviously plays for Germany too. So it would be a decent signing if we got it over the line. Big up Mitchell. He says Arsenal want everyone. Legit, man. Like, I did say that they were going to have this where they just drop a story out of nowhere, bro. And yeah, look at this, like clockwork, man. Because obviously the morale of the squad and probably the players and the fans is down at the minute. Obviously, all the injuries we've got, we knocked out the Carling Cup, we knocked out the FA Cup within the last month. Obviously lost in the league to West Ham. Yeah, all of that stuff, man. So you're looking at it, you're thinking, yeah, the fan base kind of need a story, a PR story to give us a lift. If I'm being honest, man. So yeah, man. But in terms of if I think it's true or not, I lean towards it not being true. If I'm being honest, I've got a feeling he's just going to stay at Bayern, man. I think this is just all a ploy to just get a new contract. We've seen it with players before. We've just seen it in the Premier League with Cunha. Cunha obviously was flirting with the idea of joining Arsenal, joining other clubs. And Nottingham Forest were linked. I think West Ham might have been linked as well. And then he ended up signing a new deal, which had obviously a release clause that possibly he could leave in the summer based off a certain fee being targeted and being met. So this might be similar. This might just be obviously Kimmich's agent haggling over a deal. Remember, he's on a free in June or July, whenever obviously his contract runs out. So then he'll be obviously able to join any other club for free with a signing on fee as well. So yeah, the ball's in their court, man. They can just haggle and wait as long as possible until Bayern Munich stump up the money that they actually obviously Kimmich and his camp really want, and then you can stay there. So my feelings, it's leaning towards that. If I'm being honest, man, I don't think for me. I feel like if you compare like this story to someone like I don't know, like a Trent, where the obviously the rumors are coming out of that is that Trent really wants to go. Looks like a done deal. Looks like he's going to sign for them. Compared to with Kimmich, there's no real rumors that of him wanting to leave the club and wanting to join a specific team to obviously leave Bayern Munich for an Arsenal or a Man United or whoever, for an example. So yeah, I feel like this is more like an agent thing. We're just going to throw it out there that clubs are obviously interested in him to obviously hurry Bayern Munich up to really pay the money that obviously Kimmich wants. But yeah, for me, I don't think it is going to happen, if I'm being honest. I'm not even sure if the Zubameni one's going to happen, if I'm being honest, just with obviously how the club operate, but we shall see. Big up Mitchell. He says Kimmich is much better at right back. Obviously, he played at right back against Arsenal last year in both legs of the Champions League, scored the winning goal, ultimately over 2 legs, that header. Very good finish. And yeah, obviously, he's very experienced in that right back position. So it'll be interesting if we did also did end up signing him. Where would we even play him? Obviously, we've got Timber, we've got Ben White, obviously as our right backs at the minute. Surely you would think he would be that midfield player, that midfield option, but I don't know. Would he even start? That's the thing. Would Kimmich start for Arsenal? Where would he start? If he would start, it would be him and Declan Rice. Would it be Declan Rice and someone else? Like, I don't know. Would he start right back or in midfield? It is a bit of a weird one, man. It's a bit of a weird one. Mitchell says Kimmich is 31 next season. That's the issue as well, man. I feel like with his age as well, you're not going to get a lot of, obviously, longevity in the signing. It's only going to be for 1 or 2 years. So if you sign him on a free, but you're going to have to pay a massive signing on fee probably for a player of his caliber. Is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be a long-term investment that's worth it? Is he actually going to play a lot of minutes in this team? Especially if, like you said, Mitchell, that he's been deployed at right back the majority of his time at Bayern the last couple of years. I can't see him playing over Ben White or Timber, if I'm being honest, just because they're natural right backs. So yeah, it would be a midfield slot. I mean, is he more creative? Is he better on the ball than like a Marino? Absolutely. You could even argue he's better on the ball than Declan Rice, if I'm being honest, in terms of that controller passing in midfield. Obviously, maybe he lacks that athleticism off the ball, but on the ball, I do think he can open a defense, and he's very, very technically secure, in my opinion, man. But we shall see. Big up Bulgarian Goonies says, yeah, I'd wait for a more serious report from the likes of Ornstein, for example. Now, that is fair enough, man. That's fair enough. Obviously, it's just a rumor going around social media at the minute about Kimmich and Arsenal links. So, yeah, it could be a deal that could get done, or it could just be a red herring, man. And it's nothing really in the cards, so to say. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see. But big up everyone tuning in. Make sure you like the video if you're new and subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. Yeah, man. Kimmich. Yeah, I don't know. You guys in the comments, let me know if you think we're going to sign him, if you think it's a done deal, or yeah, if you just think it's a bit of paper talk and we're nowhere near the level of signing someone like him. I mean, it would be a fantastic addition, I can't lie, even with his age. And I think if we got him and Zubamendi, I think that would be 2 adequate replacements for Partey and Jorginho, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we shall see. For me, like I said, my opinion is I can't see us signing him. I think he's just going to stay at Bayern until 2028. He's going to get a fat new signing on fee. Obviously, good new contract, 3 years for obviously a player of his age is very, very good. And yeah, it'll just start for them like he does obviously this season and last season. So yeah, man, bit of a non-starter for me, but we shall see what happens in the end, man. Moving on to other things. Obviously, there was obviously a link with your man there. Let's have a look. Oh, wrong screen. Yeah, obviously we've been linked with the director of football. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk. Who are Arsenal going to get? I mean, to be honest with you, our sport director has been needed for a long, long time. Obviously, David Ornstein dropped the news on the 27th of February that there is a search for a sporting director in March, guys. There is a search in March. So, yeah, who are we going to get? Who do you guys want? Man? Yeah, these are the plethora of names that we're linked with. I think Jason also, I think I can speak to the fan base as a collective that no one wants this guy to stay, especially after the work he did or lack of work he did in the January transfer window, signing no one. So I think he's out the list. Dan Ashworth obviously did great things at Newcastle, but the Man United stint may have tainted his perception with the fans, especially with the rumors coming out that he wanted Gareth Southgate to manage Manchester United. That was one of the main reasons why he left, because they ended up going with Ruben Amorim, considering, actually, to be fair, he's not doing too much better. But the fact is that, is he the right guy? Obviously, you got your man Roberto from Real Sociedad as well as the other guys, Beretta and Thiago. Yeah, you guys let me know in the comments who you think is going to be the best suited, and who do you think we're going to get as well, man? Who do you think we're going to get? Big up everyone in the comments. He said, big up Luca Talks Sport. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you are. Big up for tuning in into the chat. Bulgarian Goodness says, my worry about Kimmich is that his best years might be well behind him. He has been a wicked right back DM a few years ago, but I fear he's regressed. Yeah, this is always the case, man, especially as well. You got to take into account, bro, like, he's not played in the Premier League. Yes, he's played at the highest level in the Champions League, and he's played at World Cups and the Euros. But when you're aging as well, like, I feel like you need to be able to cope with the intensity and the certain style that the Premier League offers. And you know what? A lot of players, even when they play in the Premier League, they decline in the Premier League. Look at Sterling, for example. He's a massive example of someone who's played Premier League football, but even he can't keep up with the pace. Obviously, someone like a Jorginho, I think he's done pretty well at Arsenal in terms of not looking out of place, out of sorts. Obviously, he has his limitations, but I feel like overall, his performances for Arsenal have been decent as an overall basis. So yeah, it's definitely a worry, man, especially if he's playing right back. You've got a lot of, obviously, speedy wingers, like we've seen, obviously, with Calafiori getting skinned on Wednesday with the host of the Doya Langa. Just a couple of wingers that have got a lot of pace. That, yeah, if we play him right back, that could be an issue going forward, man. You okay? Yeah, I'm good, brother. How are you, man? Big up for tuning in for this stream, man. I'm all right, bro. I'm okay. How are you doing, my friend? What's your thoughts on Kimmich, man? Is that someone that you'd be interested in getting Luca talked ball? Bulgarian Goodness says, on the smart director, I'll be open to Beretta experience at a top club, and Ashworth made clubs better. Not worried about his United stint. It's a circus up there. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if they're making, because I don't think Ruben Amorim's a bad manager, if I'm being honest, man. But they're making him look like he's absolutely atrocious, like really, really bad. And obviously, some of it, he's got to take responsibility of it. Of course, he picks the team, sets out the tactics, but I feel like they've just set him up to fail in it because they've just not given him any kind of stroke in terms of transfers, any clear plan. Obviously, he wants to play through at the back, and I don't think their team is really set out for it, especially going forward. Like, they don't have two number 10s that can play a system or a proper clinical striker. And I feel like that's when the system just falls down, because you can be compact defensively and be really, really tight at the back. But then if you've got no one to finish the chances, which you've seen time and time again, the game against Spurs where they missed a load of chances, Garnacho, etc. Yeah, I feel like they can just fall off a cliff, and they end up relying on the defense too much, and then that's when they sit back, concede a lot of chances, and they don't win games, which have not been doing for a lot of the season. That first win against Ipswich, and God knows how long, man. So yeah, it's absolutely craziness. But yeah, in terms of me, man, I like the guy from Sociedad. I like that Roberto guy. I feel like, look at the players that he's obviously assembled for that team that have gone on or still at the club, like Zubomendi and Isak, and obviously Odegaard and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got Marino as well. And obviously, there's been other Sociedad players that have been really good. So I feel like that could be a good connection with, obviously, having Odegaard as well. Marino there. Any chance we could try and get Isak? He's that player that he could really persuade to come and to force a move out of Newcastle. Who knows, man? Who knows? But for me, as long as it's not Jason Auto, because he has just shown why he shouldn't get the job, because he's more willing or more concerned about helping out the Cronkies pay packet and wage bill and making sure that they don't overspend. And we don't overspend for players even though the team, the fans have been overspending on season tickets for season on season. I feel like he's someone that doesn't really have the best club or the best interest for the club and the fans at heart. It's more about how he looks in terms of keeping the money. And I feel like he should be a no-go. But the rest of them, I'm open to the rest. We need someone in. We should have had someone in as soon as Edu left. That, for me, was poor planning. I feel like there was a bit of tension between Edu and Arteta. That's the reason why he wasn't obviously relieved of his duties. But for me, if you've got someone there that's obviously competent, I feel like we do get someone in the January transfer window. Someone that's experienced, knows what he's doing, has got obviously ideas and links towards other clubs. I feel like he can hustle and bustle and haggle and get the proper deals over the line to really improve the team season on season. Arteta did say he didn't want to waste transfer windows. And the last 3 we've wasted in that. Man, for me, he has to be a no-go, man. He has to be a no-go for sure. Big up Bulgarian Goon. It says, if it's Auto, oh boy, that would be a fun day on social media. Nah, legit, man. I would not want to be a fly on the wall if we got Auto, bro. I'll be honest, like, bro, that would not be ideal. I'll be real. Like, I feel like not only the fans, not only Arsenal fans, but rival fans would be like, what are you like doing? Like, why have you got this guy? Like, he literally didn't do anything in the January transfer window, left you short. The reason why we got all these injuries as well, like a domino effect. And I don't think not only just our fans, but rival fans would be impressed or be like, oh wow, we've got someone like that in our Arsenal for pardon the pun, for the rest of the season or the rest of the couple of years that Arteta is going to be here to manage transfers, man. Because again, I feel like with someone like him, he's the type that in a summer window, we just get a goalkeeper. We've seen that obviously he likes of Arsenal just getting Czech back in 2015-16 season. And that's what the January transfer window that we just had reminded me of it as well. Man, we don't want to go back into that kind of worm zone, if I'm being honest, guys. We need someone that's going to be proactive, someone that's going to obviously know the best deals, have the contacts to get the deals over the line, and all of that stuff, man. I feel like if we don't get someone like that, then we are in trouble. We are in trouble. For real. Big up everyone tuned in. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, all of that good stuff. But man, we shall see. Hopefully, like they said, man, we should get someone in March. Obviously, March is only tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. So big up everyone who's going to enjoy the month of March. So, we shall see what happens with that. But obviously, going on to every word from Arteta's post-presser, man. Let's get on to that because, for me, we need to dive in. We need to lock into what Arteta was saying after the game, man. Big up everyone tuned in. Let's have a look at what he was saying. On the thoughts on the game, very disappointing not to win. Today, the standards were very different to the previous game. The energy, the willingness to make things happen, we certainly tried, man, different ways. We dominated the game apart from one spell in the second half after 1 or 2 direct free kicks. They had something in the box on 1 or 2 giveaways. They allowed them to run apart from that. Nothing. With the amount of situation we generated, with the moments we opened them up, we lacked the final pass, the quality on that delivery, and the certain more shots on target actually to win and be more efficient. To be fair, I actually kind of agree with that, to be honest with you. I feel like they did show a better intent in West Ham, a bit more positive, and we did dominate the game in terms of from the first phase to the second phase. It's just that final phase, we were woeful, man. Honestly, we were so bad. But leading up to it, like, Nottingham Forest didn't have a kick. And in isolation, the performance and the draw would be fine if we weren't how many points behind and we hadn't played so bad the rest of the season. And this is always the issue, man. I feel like when you're obviously in the Premier League, it's all about equity in terms of how fans really feel about the team, what they are willing to accept. Where if you're playing amazingly well throughout the season and you're not winning games, I think fans are more likely to accept you dropping points in a game because you know you're capable of playing very, very well. Or vice versa, if you've been playing well, scoring goals, winning games, and you have an off game, you're more willing to accept, okay, you know what, we've had an off game, we're going to get back on it. But as soon as, we've not been playing particularly well, a lot of draws away from home, against Brighton away from home, we drew a game that we probably should have won, as well as other games like Chelsea, etc., etc. As soon as you get another draw, it's like we've been here before, even when we had better players fit, even when we had Saka fit, even when we had Jesus fit. we were dropping points in some of these games that are quite similar. Listen, Nottingham Forest a third, difficult place to go, and the performance up until the final third I thought was good. But that lack of quality, I feel like it just highlighted the reasons why fans were very upset about Arsenal not getting a forward player in the summer, man. But yeah, we shall see. On the challenge to find the system to score goals, we tried and adapted the quality that we have, how we can help the team and create different things to have threats from different qualities. Probably they're not about arriving in the box and creating some magic moments. There are other kind of players try to adapt that and do the best that we can. And yeah, this is up to Arteta now. Unfortunately, like obviously, I don't know how much he played a hand in not obviously winning, or sorry, not signing someone in this in the January transfer window. But for me, yeah, he's gonna have to come up with some different solutions, man. Because yeah, we can't go the rest of the season not scoring any goals. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see if he can do it. Obviously, he's getting paid a lot of money, so yeah, it's up to him to try and do it, man. We have two big chances, I think, from there. We generated at least much more, but it's true that it has to go in the net, and it's not been helpful, especially when we lost so much threat in the attacking options that we have. Set pieces have been key element of that, and especially against a team that defends inside with such a low block, we couldn't open them up even with that, and I'm very disappointed. And that's been the story, really, of our season, man, in terms of not being able to break up low blocks. Like, it's been like that all the time, if I'm being honest, man. All the time, man. Luca Talksport says Kimmich is class and needs experience. He's more than enough to replace Jorginho. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, man. I feel like, again, if we were to swap Partey and Jorginho for Kimmich and Zubomendi, I do feel like that would be a very good swap in terms of getting two players that are of a decent high quality and can provide similar, if not more, than the players that we're letting go. Because I do feel like it's funny as well, man. I don't know what you guys thought about obviously the performance with Jorginho in there, and I feel like you've got to really pinpoint where Jorginho slots in, when he's going to fit in, etc., etc. But yeah, I do feel like with him in there, we had a lot more control. It reminded me similarly to how we played last season in some of the games where Jorginho was starting with Rice. More like that dominating possession, having a free flow of the ball all of the time. And yeah, I feel like we probably should be playing him more, if I'm being honest. In the lower games, in the games where we're going to have the ball anyway, I feel like there's a more of a suffocation in terms of we've just got the ball all of the time because he makes the right passes, he sets the tempo. I thought he had a decent game, to be fair. I thought he was probably the better. Yeah, he was the best out of the midfield three for sure, man. Because I don't think Odegaard on the right side of the game. And I was shocked that Partey got dropped, but I feel like Partey has certain obviously elements of his game that are better than Jorginho, and same with Jorginho with Partey. I think the team just has so much more control when Jorginho is on it and not up against a physical PP kind of midfield like he was against Brighton, where he got suffocated because the pressing, they just couldn't handle it. Like Jorginho just couldn't handle it. That's not one of his strengths, which is strength, the irony of it. Yeah, I feel like he needed a bit more protection in that game. But in Nottingham Forest thing, I thought he was okay. I thought he played all right, man. If I'm being honest, man, I thought he played okay. And maybe we might have to. For me, I think you should play more in the Champions League games, especially if you want to dictate possession and dictate, especially away from home, the ball. And I feel like for a team like us with no attacking strengths at the minute, with no striker, we need the ball as much as possible to obviously heighten our chances of scoring goals. Because when we don't have the ball, we don't really have that explosive player on the counter attack really at the minute that can just score out of nothing. Like you're asking like a 17-year-old to do it. So yeah, for me, I think that might be the way forward, playing Jorginho a bit more. I don't know why you don't try. I mean, maybe because of the lack of legs, Jorginho and Partey in a game and see how that works. But maybe because of the lack of legs, he doesn't want to risk it. On how we can solve the goal scoring issue, we have another day or two now to think about the PSV game, all the options there, especially against a team that is in a low block. Even if they arrive, they will open up. If the opponent will be much better than us, then I will probably be in a different state. I know that's what's lacking, is that piece up there. I just said there's a lot to play for. We need to find a solution to unlock it. I know obviously it's been a lot of doom and gloom, but we are still in the Champions League. I think the league's gone, but we are still in the Champions League, and you never know. Obviously, I don't think we're going to win it, but bro, you have to be positive. If we can try and beat PSV and then get to the next round, who knows we're going to get, if it's going to be Real Madrid or Atleti, and then go from there, man. But yeah, we just got to try and be positive, and he's got to just try and find some solutions, man. And see what happens. On the Calafiori substitution, I took him because he got a yellow card in the second minute. He had one or two situations dealing with Hudson-Odoi, and we couldn't not play against 10 men again. Well, at least he's learning from that, man. At least he's learning from that. And he has done that a few times since. Obviously, we had that plethora of red cards in the first half of the season. And so that's one thing I will give him credit for. He's actually learning and taking players off and not risking it. Them getting a second yellow. And even when they were coming off, he was cramping from the 45th minute. So we stretching him as soon as we possibly could, but we cannot lose a player that was really fatigued. So yeah, man, that just goes to show again, a 17-year-old man playing a lot of minutes, a lot of games, high intensity. His body's not used to it. He's going to get cramps. He's going to get muscle injuries, and this is why you can't really rely on him. Another reason why you can't really rely on him, even though he's a really good player. He's not used to the intensity of playing week in, week out men's proper league football, as well as playing Champions League as well, man. So yeah, it's one of them ones. And if more academy players will be involved going forward, we will think about it. I think we have many more options still to explore as well. We can certainly do better with the situations that we're in, especially unlocking certain moments, the final pass, the quality on deliveries, the consistency after sustained attacks. We have to insist they give me a reason to insist and support them the best that we can. Yes, we do, bro. We've got an academy there. We've got Butler Doji there, who's 22, a forward. Bro, bring him on, play him. Have a go. We've got nothing really to lose, man. We're playing non-strikers at the minute. There's surely an academy player in the academy that's a forward player that we can just dash on. We're going to try something else, man, because at the minute it's not working. Big up everyone locked in. Make sure you guys like the video if you've not already. On 8 likes, let's see if we can get it to 10 likes, people. The video, big up everyone tuning in, watching. Make sure you comment your opinion on, obviously, the Arsenal dropping points. And if you think Kimmich is going to join Arsenal as well, make sure you drop it in the comments, man, on keeping Spurs up in the widening the gap to Liverpool. It's about what we can do. It was like that a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before, 3 months ago. That's the only thing we can do, control, if we want to have any chance to do anything. Today, we dropped 2 points, which is very painful again, but we have to step up. We have the Champions League, which is a beautiful competition, and we are ready to play. He's on about Raheem Sterling's performance. I won't like to talk personally about my players because they're all trying their best for sure. That's obviously not a good sign when he's saying that. On Rice and Gabriel arguing at the end, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I walked to the referees and our supporters. I didn't see anything. Obviously, I don't know if you guys seen it on social media. Gabriel and Declan Rice were obviously having an argument going off the pitch. I don't know what they were talking about, but yeah, these are two of the guys that, bro, they're two of our better players. They could be ending up leaving if we don't start booking our ideas up and start winning trophies. So yeah, that is mainly the issue, man. On if it's a good to have frustration, they're probably demanding each other. I really don't know the topic they discuss. On getting players like Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli back soon, I don't think so, bro. They're not coming back for now, man. Honestly, if he's saying I don't think so, and it's March and they're penciled in for April, bro, they're not coming back for now, bro. I'm telling you, man. It'll be end of April, early May, if that, man. On if they'll be back for Fulham after the international break. He says, I think so, but again, let's see how they evolve in the next few weeks to make the right steps, and then after that, they've been out for a long, long time, so we're going to have to integrate them as well gradually. They are evolving well, but they're still a bit far. See, this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. So even he's telling you there, guys, man, like he's not rushing them back. Like even if they come back in April, start of April, they're not going to be starting games. So it will be towards the end of April if they stay injury-free as well. And they'll be integrated into the team. So, bro, the season's done. You might as well just let them have the full thing, man. And just, why rush them back to play, 4 or 5 games? Because by then, we'll probably be out of the Champions League. So, yeah, for me, there's no real need to rush them back, I'll be honest, man. I'm not rushing them back. We have a meeting tomorrow to discuss where they are, especially Gabby, who probably has a chance before Bukayo to come in. But as soon as that, we'll have to see how it evolves in the next week or 10 days. And that is it, guys. That is it. That's the last thing he said, I think. Yeah, that is it, man. So, yeah, based off that, it don't look like they're going to be coming back anytime soon, guys. I'll be real. I will be so real with you guys, man. I'll be so real, man. Big up everyone tuned in. Make sure you like the video if you're not already. On 8 likes, man. Make sure you've liked it so we can get it to 10. But yeah, man, based off obviously what he's saying there, it don't look like they're going to be back anytime soon, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, man, if I'm being honest. But big up everyone locked in. Big up Colin, friend of the show. Big up, bro. Hope you're good. Colin says, not sure about Kimmich, to be honest. The fact that Bayern withdrew their offer and aren't willing to offer more money for me is a major cause for concern. Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, clubs have their value of players, in it, and especially when a player's been there a long time. We've seen, obviously, the fallout with, obviously, even Liverpool with their 3 players that are out of contract, Van Dijk, Salah, and Trent. That there's a certain number that the clubs are not willing to go to. They've obviously done all the analytics of age, performance, if they're going to regress, how much they're going to regress by, how much influence they're going to have in the team going forward 2, 3, 4 years. So, yeah, they've got a figure buying, and obviously they don't want to reach it. Kimmich wants a certain amount of money. This is probably his last big contract in his career. He's going to be 31 next season. So, yeah, yeah, that could be a concern, man. But for me, bro, I just feel like there's no real what's the word? Real encouragement that Kimmich actually wants to join Arsenal. It's more like he just is not happy at buying, not getting the money he wants, which is always a red flag for me personally. I'd rather a player that actually wants to join the club that I support further and foremost, rather than they don't really want to stay at their own club. So we'll kind of see what's out there and just make a decision like that. That always seems to me that, especially when it's like in the early stages of like rumors and stuff, that they really don't really want to go. This is why I'm still reluctant to believe the Zubamendi's links, because for me, he was very reluctant to go, obviously, in the summer. Didn't go in the end. Obviously, stayed at Real Sociedad, and Liverpool didn't get him. And for me, what's going to have changed, in my opinion, in the next year? Like, is it not going to be the same? Is it a thing where he's just going to hold out for maybe Liverpool again or someone else, Barcelona or whoever? So, yeah, that's always an issue for me. But, yeah, going back, obviously, to the Kimmich thing. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's still a good player. And I do feel like, again, for me, and I shouldn't feel like this, but it's always dealing with this club, yeah. For me, I always feel like, okay, if we don't get Kimmich, we're probably not going to get anyone else. And for me, we need two. We need two players to replace Partey and Jorginho. I don't want to see one come in because, bro, we're short. And like, we're short anyway with numbers. Like, we need more players. So at the very least, we need to be replacing the ones that leave. Like, we've got two numbers in midfield. We need two numbers to replace them, not one. And that's always my key issue with it. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to get him anyway. So I think it's just, like I said before, it's just a ploy for Bayern Munich, from Kimmich's camp to get more money from Bayern Munich. But yeah, I can see your frustrations, bro, about obviously the contract offer not being what he wants. Maybe they don't value as much as that he values himself. And also with that, are we going to then match the contract value or pay more to make sure we get him? And that's another thing you've got to think about as well, man. So yeah, something to obviously look at. But for me, I expect him to be staying at Bayern and signing a new deal, similar to how Alfonso Davies is signing at Bayern now. After all that talk about him going to Real Madrid, he's ended up signing, and now he's going to be staying there. So, yeah, man. Yeah, you just got to keep your eye on that one. But yeah, big up everyone locked in, tuned in. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Yeah, man, I think that concludes obviously everything to do with Arsenal, if I'm being honest, man. Obviously, I think they've dropped some new merch, which is great. But going back obviously on the topic as well, like I'm trying to think, because I want to play obviously devil's advocate. I want to see because I'm normally a positive Arsenal fan, obviously. Is there anything that can save our season, guys? Is there anything you guys can think of that can happen that can make this more of an enjoyable season? Because to be honest with you, like you forget that it's only like March. We've still got 2 months. It feels like it's the beginning of the end of the season. It's winding down. We've only got 2 or 3 games left, but we've actually still got at least 13, 14 games left if you could include the Champions League. So yeah, is there anything we can do? Is there anything you Arsenal fans can think of that would make it a good season? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest. I feel like if we can try and get some kind of stability going up front, maybe change a few things, maybe try Ethan up front. I feel like Arteta just needs to try a few more things, man. I think the Marino thing's not really worked. He's tried it 2 games, not worked. Trossard thing didn't work. Maybe try Ethan out there, but then that means you're going to have to play Sterling on the right wing. Bro, I say we start Kieran Tierney as well, you know. I feel like him going forward is providing something that we're not having it in the entire team, really, which is like that devastating cross across, obviously, the goal from the left-hand side. Trossard does it now and again, but not really consistently. I think Tierney has the quality on the ball to really provide a dangerous cross. He's done it like 3 or 4 games. He's come on, and no one's been in there because we've not got a certified striker. So I feel like in training, that's definitely something he can work on. And I know, guys, I'm clutching at straws, man. I seen that Zinchenko obviously played in the 8, but didn't really get the ball, which is a bit weird. But yeah, maybe that's something we can try. I think we just need to try different things. I think the definition of insanity is just trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results, which is obviously also Wenger used to do. And I think with Arteta, if something's not working, just try something else the next game, man. Because yeah, we can't sit on playing the same way over and over again and just hoping it's going to change in it. So yeah, that would be my encouragement thing for that. But yeah, if you guys got any suggestions in the comments, let me know, man. Big Colin says playing Nathan Butler Doji up front could be a positive. He is a striker and has been on the bench a few times. Yeah, bro, I did say that earlier in the stream. Like, bro, he's 22. He came on against Dynamo Zagreb. Obviously, I don't think he touched the ball, but He's obviously on the bench for a reason. Even Salah Dean, man, where has he been? He actually looked decent in preseason. He actually looked okay. He like looked maybe not on the same level, but like a level below. From like a Lewis Skelly and Ethan. Obviously, they've come into the team and played well. So I don't know why he's not coming on even as an option to just to do something different. Yeah, I do think we have to lean into that a bit more. Even your man, I can't remember the guy's name. He started against Brentford last year in the League Cup. Is it Sergi Junior? I think he came back from a loan, and obviously he's a winger, bro. We just need to try different options, man. Because Sterling is not working, obviously. Marina in the last 2 games has not worked up front. And yeah, I think we need to try other things. But yeah, that's not a bad suggestion, Colin, if I'm being honest. Not a bad suggestion, man. But yeah. Oh, man, that concludes, obviously, this little short video. I've done. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow, man, for the Bournemouth versus Wolves. I'm going to do a watch-along for that, the FA Cup game. And then I'll probably do a double one on Sunday with Newcastle versus Brighton and Man United versus Fulham. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. But, yeah, until then, guys, don't hate to play at the gate. It's big up everyone who's tuned in. But, yeah, until next time, I'm out. Peace.